Hey, what's up guys, June here. In today's video, we are going over the week of October 11th, 2021. This week, down one handle. Not much in terms of trading, markets moving, but in terms of entries, I'm a little conservative this week. Right, first trade, or the only trade really, is on the MES, took a short. Originally I had this on 1,000 tick, so keep that in mind. The only reason why I had it on 2000 tick, it just hanged here for a while, and I didn't want to take two screenshots. But nevertheless, the idea is pretty much the same. Saw this as a good measured, no, a good solid move. Understood this as a larger time frame gap, so it did retrace to it. Buyers, 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 buyers. Nice swap, nice pullback. Entry as clean as it can be. I like the stop. It started drifting and it created a level for itself. It washed the level, gave a secondary entry. So that's pretty interesting. It gave a secondary entry, and my stop held. That's why I don't think when it goes, let's say, was this 2 to 1? No, it's not even 2 to 1. 2 to 1 would be down here. But nevertheless, I was waiting for this structure to be broken. I decided to go for a new simple low, not just kind of one or two ticks or a few points lower, just a bit lower, not anything crazy. And remember, there's quite a bit of move or momentum. Didn't really have any stop management options because my stop management dictates that once it breaks kind of the structure I'm playing, then I can do stop. Or if kind of the orange swing, what would be the minor entry, if you will, I'm able to reduce the stop locally if that makes a new pivot. However, the wash kind of expanded that idea, so what? I'm not really gonna bring it down anymore. So a possible way to reduce the stop maybe here, because this is a pretty key moment. This kind of confirms the wash, if you will. But meh, the stop is what it is. Just one stop. Don't mind it. This week hasn't been the craziest of weeks. This past 2 days, we'll go over the action. The market's been moving, but entries for me, not much. We might be following up on an entry sooner rather than later because now the markets are starting to move. Because when they move in the straight line, there's nothing much I can do unless I just hop on it on a lower time frame, if you will. But it's okay. You wait for your entries. And well, that's about it, really. This little jolt over here was the FOMC. Very interesting how my stop really held. So it gave confidence to my stop when it kind of went down. Like, yeah, it still looks cooked, but it gave a shot. Maybe you can argue that the ES is kind of doing some ranging and stuff, but this was a significant move, and there wasn't much middle, and I was looking for a simple new low. And in terms of, I guess, some higher time frame context, this new low was running into previous ranges and stuff. But I didn't look at that only after the fact. I'm like, oh yeah, all right, well, it wasn't a crazy ass stop. The stop wasn't all the way down here. But yeah, that's about it for this week. No really comments because, well, oh, the trade was fine. It just didn't work out. Right. So, yeah. So the few of them I'm looking at, the NQ just moves and moves and moves and moves. What is it doing? It's just shooting out. Boop. See, the NQ had similar action, very similar, and it didn't work out either. I'm on an 1860 tick because I don't know why did I choose that number. No, it's just a random ass number. Who cares? Right. Yeah, could be left sided entry. Stop right there. Behind these guys if you want to push it. But lately, it's not the play. The equities move strong in the first half. The first opening, let's say 1 to 2 hours, drifts, then goes back down. It would be cool if it continues, but that would be out of the norm. In terms of the daily on the NQ, this is very interesting because this is kind of where the pivot's made. Here, let's drag this guy over here, see what. Still has something to go. Hard stop on that one. Maybe it's playing this one. I think that's what I was drawing off of before. Here, let's change the color on this one because it's a little different. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's bouncing off of this frequency. If I draw a rectangle, still has some stuff to go. And this would coincide with this guy, right? The blue swing, which is interesting, but you trade what price is going. What's telling you. It may look like there's a lot of people short here, and we might start be flipping. This has been the past few days. As you can see, range is pretty tight, or pretty wide rather. But it's just look at these opens and close. Like open, slams down, open, slams down, and it's not like a crazy slam down too. It's okay, slightly lower low. This one, kind of the opposite. Wide range bar, so that's your first kind of signal. Okay, what's going to happen? Are we changing? Are we going to do the continuation, or are we going to reverse? So this is a press for all, in all consideration, or in all intents and purposes. Whoops, I increase that. Who knows? I don't do trades on the daily, or just nice to see. All right, what kind of stuff we do, and maybe I'll poke out, reverse, I don't know. Whatever the case may be, equities, I'm more or less leaving them alone. Unfortunately, the equities is the only thing I can trade live at the moment, although I'm going to be opening a Forex account, or funding a Forex account. It's already open, just gotta fund it relatively soon. Right, so what is this? This is, flip. I'll be surprised if this continues. Oops. Uh-oh. Well. Oh well. My cool mouse tricks. Oh no, they still work. Whatever. Yeah, so this is what I meant by the ES or equities just going. So this was the entry I took, the short I took from last week. Or was this week? No, this is this week. Yeah, this is the short I took this week. It got stopped out, and it's a good stop out because look, it freaking absolutely flew. So that's somewhat of a good sign that your stops are behind something important, because look at that movement. I don't know, maybe it's a rationale, but whatever the case may be, it's just flying up, flying up, flying up. If I look on the daily, see, we're starting to turn, I mean, these are very large pivots though. Like, these are large. Bam, 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 bam. It's hard to draw heads or tails, but this is pretty organized. Like, you don't see that very often. This was some of the range trading I did last week. It was in this era, in this little stuff. And this is when it continued. Retest, so zoom, I don't know. It's hard to read the bar level, but you just get kind of the essential bits out of it. Zoom, retest, it's going. We're running into these guys. So if this can't hold, or if these guys do hold, but if they don't hold, I guess we're going back up. We're rotating up, everything back up to the upside. No, that doesn't mean I can't take shorts. No, on contraire, just overall direction. Like, okay, this little period in September/October. We're about mid-October almost. Yeah, we're on mid-October. I think we're the 15th today, or even the 16th. No, we're the 15th. Regardless, so that's what the ES is looking like. It's okay. I think I'm done for the day. Today's Friday, so we'll see what else we can do. The Russell, my God, the Russell has been gnarly on the daily. Look at that. You're looking at it. Okay, the range is pretty large. It's floating. Some trades here, trades there, trades here. but it's been narrowing and narrowing. So I've let my foot off the gas on Russell, but it does move. And this is some good distance. Although on the daily, you know, it's not in here. It's not in the middle. It's on the extremes at least. So we might be able to get, let's say, a mean reverting play on a daily or hourly, but for me, oh yeah, mean reverting, I guess. So it would be the proper terminology, right? So how would that even be anything? How would a mean reverting idea come about? Well, you have kind of a, what is this called? A center line, one line balance. And of course you have where the camo broke its back in the 2D space. So something down here would be nice, you know? Although it might just continue upwards. Either or. But. These guys look interesting. Look at that. See, something crazy happened here. So you know what? I'm going to tune into that. And I will follow up on it. Next week, I don't know. This may play out by the end of the day. But I'm not going to be watching the charts or trading per se. All right. And we'll see what happens. This would be a very interesting level to watch because something significant happened there. Like, look at these bars. Boo. Huge gap. Even here, it didn't have that. I mean, it had the essence of it, but this is a pop. This is a pop fly. Strike the ball. Ooh. The sweet spot of the bat pops high. Regardless, what am I looking for? I'm looking for that one. Okay. So what else can we do from that? You know, maybe you can even pull off some swings because it's doing some confirmed swings. You know, sort of drawing off of that, right? Yeah. Yep. But will these guys show up? That's really the question. Then there's this. This would be a larger time frame gap slide, right? So you have gap, slide, gap. Oh boy, God. Yeah, it's hard to, man, on 50-minute, it's crazy. Yeah, see what I mean? Like on 50-minute, gaps can be a bit more obvious. That's for sure. But, you know, you look at it, you're like, okay, that's what it is. You gather the essence of the move, whether it's tick charts, minute charts, either or. There's a gap slide here. I'm not too stressed about them because this is the kind of the area where you question what's going to happen. This is the question zone. Gonna hold, gonna break through, and you have all this distance. You have this in the middle, but who cares about them? Maybe we can get a nice little swapperino. I was considering maybe the momentum play, you know, some break, something line into, can build some sellers, swap the sellers. Never happened, which is fine. Of course, you know what? Let's pull up the volume profile. It's about there. Yeah, see, like it's a big bundle of buyers. Kind of a little bump here. A little bit of a bump. These are what you call our most recent buyers. Will they hold? Will this hold? And of course, you have kind of this collection down here, which makes sense. You can pull the entire structure left. See what happens. Yeah, see, you have some here, some here. This could be akin to something called the two gap structure, where you have kind of a minor gap, and this would be your major gap. So these areas are going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I don't know what's going to happen. But at least they're good targets, right? One line balance. And if you want to do some fancy shenanigans, pull out this. See if I match it to here, right? Match the median line, the center line. and project out forward, notice right here, pop. It pops right into the tick, or to the price, exactly to the price, and pops hard out of it. Interesting. The question is it more like this? What if we pull off of here? Can we do, maybe it's a sliding parallel? I don't know. Not really the point. What if we maybe mod shift it? Then pull off here. Yeah. Okay, that's corroborating kind of a pushing from the minor, a minor gap. I don't know. We'll see what the Russell wants to do. Again, it's in a range. It broke out of its tighter range, not by much though. So I'm not very, I don't have my long hat on, to put it that way. So let's put some minor and major gaps boxes. Usually my minors or my more push trades I put it in red or orange, and kind of the major or maybe a kill zone area I put it in green. And this is pressing out. This is not even, well, it would be very interesting if the press level, if the press happened here, then I'd tune right into that. But the kill zone, this in relative to the swing, it's a little high, but the way it's shaped up, it is what it is. This is kind of where it happened. Although you could say kill zone's here, but whatever the case may be, this is the press. This is kind of, oh, interesting. Pop, kind of a gap slide. Continue. This could be like gap. I've noticed how this and this, in terms of timing, actually no, this wouldn't even be timing. This would just be volume, because remember these are tick charts. But yeah, whatever. Just notice how they're pretty much the exact same size. Gap, or like bundle of people, gap, bundle of people, gap. Two gap structure. Could hop on, let's say this guy, something like here. See, that could be a play, right? If the market does these two gap structures, which, don't take my word for it, go ahead, look on the charts, see what happens, right? So you're saying this is the gap, this is a gap, bam, all right, because at this point here you're kind of front running it. I'll give you that. And it's definitely a bit more tricky because this is gap slide, or it's slightly elevated. See, this one's slightly elevated. Very tricky stuff. But anyway, or hard on the eye. I'll give it that. And what am I on about? Right, so gap slide, or bundle gap. Upon this guy, boom, retest. Oh, what could you do? Well, gap retest on, or the minor gap retest for the entry. Maybe stop behind here. These guys. Now the question is, can you get enough value out of the trade? If the answer is no, you don't take the trade. Very simple. So there you go. It's perfectly rhythmic, isn't it? Equal gaps. Maybe a stop behind here. I don't know if you would want to stop behind all of them, just this one. Just the same, the value proposition of the trade is pretty hard to get. I'm a bit more precise with my drawings. You're a bit more up here as well. This is the type of thing where it's like, ooh, you might have to pass in this trade because there's not enough juice for it, not enough value. And that's trading. So although it was there, since it was sliding, it's a bit tougher to get a stop on it, unless you're trying to go for stop under here. I don't know. Anyways, interesting stuff. Stuff just relating, and you layer into it. Right, Forex. Well, I did take a dummy trade, or a dummy live. These are just sim trades on Forex for now. Where is it? Euro USD. Oops. So I took the long here to fill the gap. Didn't work out. So I decided to play the opposite end of the spectrum. Shorts. Good trade at entry. Boom. Execute perfectly. Stop behind here. Perfect. One new simple low. 1.506. Yeah, that's about right here. Compared to that, it made a new low. So perhaps I don't know, the management could have been better, but I was looking for right here, something like that. More or less double bottom. I don't know. Actually, it made a new low. It did close below it, but that's the tricky thing. It's like, well, you look at that and you're like, there might be just still some more juice into that. Anyway, took the trade and didn't work out. Tough shit. All right, on to cable. Cable's not really moving too nicely, or rather, I didn't see much. It did confirm or had a blue swing here. This is kind of unrelated to anything. Well, maybe that one. Blue swing came here. Pop. Put that as an entry. I don't know. That's not something really I'm looking at. And what else? Well, it's just going up from now. You just kind of have to close your eyes and just trade this, but it looks messy. This is the type of trade where, okay, well, let's just wait. Just wait for something to happen. Like, okay, it's clearing out, and you can go back and back and back, but try to resist that as much as possible. And you just play what's in front of you. So in this case, this measure swing, landing in here, landing in this area, possibly. Kind of have a gap. Ooh, pop. Oh, maybe. So I'm just following it. That's it. See what happens. Odd USD. Yeah, took some trades here. It took a long, kind of very similar action, but similar entries, whip, sod. But it's okay. These are just sim trades. Just trying to feel them out. But a little bit in the muck. Give that. This short is actually pretty good. I like the short. I like the short a lot because it's resuming, lots of sellers, lots of buyers. You could maybe argue the wash. Could. Maybe this was the wash. Maybe this was the long play. It's tricky. Very tricky. But, the trades I took. There you go. And it's going and going and going. And, you're following this one. Okay, this is what the market's doing for now. Some breaks, some lined into. This would be a press, retest the press. Some of a press, somewhat. This guy kind of went AWire, but continued. So it'll be interesting to see what happens down there. USD Chef, what are you looking at? Well, I was following over here. Very crystalline one-line balance action. It's going down, boom, trap, boop, boop. Could have a target there, The reason why you would want to target this guy opposed to that guy is because of the stop. The stop is really small. If you're aiming for that, maybe it's too high. I don't know. The fact that it turned afterwards, I don't really care. This is the stop, really. Your targets have to really lead to the stop. So, and the swing that you're playing. Stop a little small, but I'm just kind of experimenting, seeing how these things play out. Regardless, always looking into, maybe it will come up and do the same thing. At this point in time, like, there you go. There's your line in the sand. It's lining up. There's your swap area. And where does it decide to go? Swoop. Swaps this. Ooh, interesting. All right. We have a trade on the backside. What happened here? This is a press of sorts. A little weird, but you squint a bit, and you're like, okay. And sellers, ooh, pop it. Comes back down. Ooh, they tried. At that point here, it's like, ooh, maybe you can even have a stop behind here. Although the washes, I do like to have myself behind here. but this was the wash that really popped it lower. Yeah, these guys, ooh, they tried to hold on. With washes, I like seeing something get knocked out. And I'm thinking this guy, it's like, ooh, these didn't guy get knocked out. What happened here? We had buyers, or sorry, we had sellers knock it down. Buyers bring it back up. So this is a nice zoom. I like the zoom. Maybe it's not perfect. Maybe it would be nice for this to break. Maybe this won't work out at all. Regardless. Some here. Sure, why not? Target. Well, you know, we're playing that swing. Just eyeball it. You know, something like maybe here. A new simple low. You know, has some gusto. But yeah. Maybe some there, some here. Let's see what this plays out. Maybe it'll come all the way up, stop me out, double top this pivot, then go. Very possible. Very possible. And USD Cad. I don't really trade USD Cad. I should look at it, but I'm more just observing it on a larger time frame. Of course, I did go over this action a while back ago. This is a 240-minute chart, so the maps are going to stay the same, and they're going to take a while to flesh out. Regardless, this gap swap didn't hold. It held momentarily. You know, maybe you're playing a nice little push, stop behind this guy, bam, take your profits, take your money. Ooh, it didn't hold. Then there's this guy here. I'm like, ooh, this seems like an important level, or important enough. Pop. Well, relative to the structure, it can still pop back in and continue. Ooh, that would be interesting. Or will it continue? At this point, it's at what? $1.23, $1.24, that area? Ooh, okay. Okay. Odd Cad is not pretty. What if I slap on the 60-minute? Because hold up. Maybe just put a line on it and be a bit more tolerable. Okay, that's a bit more tolerable, isn't it? Okay, that's a bit more tolerable. Yeah, expand it this way. Okay, so it tried. It failed. If it breaks out of this, like sharply, okay, we could have a long play. You know, a lot of people went short. A lot of people short. See if it works. See if these guys get their teeth knocked out or they continue. So, waiting on my hands for that one. Eurocad. Okay. So, blue swing. Expansion of blue swing. Bam. Bam. Kind of the kill zone. Look at this pop. Nice. Just a little one bar action. Like, oh, something happened here. Look at this press. It really, this bar, this kind of looks weird. Looks weird to me. This action. Some contraction. Big bar, contraction, big bars, big bars. Okay. We may have something here. Let's kind of pressed it off. Nice little continuation trade. So at this point over here, I can't delete it with my middle mouse click. That just sucks. I'm tuning into this blue swing with this kill zone of sorts. Doesn't have to be perfect, but kill zone nevertheless. What's happening here? We have some minor pushes. Trying to push the market. They're getting nothing for their money. They're getting stopped out. This could be something. For a nice little play. This is a kind of more of a gentle trend. Well, not at this point. But here, it seems a bit more gentle. So maybe a simple low. Nice and easy. USD yen. What did it do? Well, you know, it came up here and it's measuring that. It's just on a mission, and at this point, anything sticks. Momentum type trading or mode. So any right side entries, who cares about how much it pulls back? Although it did came out. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Came back, loaded up. A few ways to enter this market. Boom on here. Stop behind there. Maybe you're aiming for up there. Oh, that's perfect. Maybe you're looking more of the right side entry. Okay, no problem. This is kind of the CIB. Put some room behind it. Comes back. This wouldn't even fill you. It did hit the market. It did hit that. Would have. This is a dummy trade, just observing. Would hit that. Wouldn't have been filled because of the spread. Went to target. And yeah, that's about it. Now, the difference between, let's say, this target and, say, this one is this was sharp. This was sharp. Can I get more data on this, please? That'd be nice. This is 20 minutes. Yeah, okay. See, it's not super. It is going up. I'll give you that. But relative to the swings it's making, okay. Something here is fine. Something up here, it's not very rhythmic. It's not naked. It has some friends. Has a family of swings. I guess. That's how I read it, right? Euro yen or USD yen. Whereas this, what is this describing? This is describing, expansion, nice flowy, straight up, okay. It's likely to make a measured move out of that, but some here look stalled a bit too. Could be a graceful exit up here. All right, regardless, what is it doing now? Pulled back. Or meh. Okay. What is it running into? Ooh, this press. Gonna pop the highs, then started pressing. Had some hesitation at first, but that's okay. Put a box. Drawing a box is way simpler. Boop, boop. Okay. So that's what's doing. It's interacting with the press. Regardless of this measured swing, who cares? It's basically there. A little scary. We'll see how it plays. Even this guy here. Oh, it can come to here. Different ways of playing this. Maybe it will come a bit lower, but at this point the value is like, nice little dead cat bounce where it really just slams into, I don't know, a level or some sort of price structure and just boop. So see how that plays. Don't have too much clarity on that trade yet. Well, isn't this one just flying? This is just Momentum City. Well, following this is the problem. You have a swing over here. It's in structure. Kind of a first pullback. It's kind of the difference between these these are the swings. Or here's what I'm questioning. You can have swings, right? But this is within a bigger swing. Can you use this up here? Maybe not. Maybe it's just momentum mode, right? Because what's the actual confirmed swing? That's a bad way to put it. What's the largest confirmed swing on this frame? This guy. This is minors relative to the big guy, right? So this is what you're following. But meantime, momentum's up, right? Momentum's just flying. So maybe you can hop on some of the minor stuff. Because for this is a very large swing. And it's going to take a while for that to happen. Meantime, well, it's just pure momentum. It's just breaking out. Let's just go. Force equals mass time acceleration. It's like, all right, cool. You see something like this. Maybe you're tuning off of this guy here, or even that guy, because this is the pivot that made the new low. You're like, okay, even here, or you know what? I just want to wait a bit more. Maybe here, or maybe you're looking to, depending when you come to the chart. Oh, there we go. These are just small stops because, well, it's a momentum play. Momentum plays deserve smaller stops. Interesting. This is the stuff I have to get onto a bit more. It happens even in the ES. But at least with this is just moving. So that's why Forex sometimes it's better. Especially right now when the equities are in a pullback or a larger time frame pullback. So it's hard to, you know, take these quick trades. And New Zealand. I think, is it Swissy? Yeah, this is Swissy. Oh, 1 second. Oh. All right. Cool. I'll look at that after. Just got package just arrived. Got some winter boots, some fall, spring, winter boots. But you know what? I am charting, so that's gonna have to wait. What was I on? Oh yeah, Swissy. Kind of sitting on your hands at that point and breakout. So now all systems go. I call this even momentum mode. Yeah, there's a bit of nastiness too over here. But you know what? Emotions were high right here. People wanted to get short. Lots of time spent. Okay, here we go. People may be dead set on it still being short, but it's a lot of collecting of orders. Lots of collecting of orders. I don't know what this would look on a tick chart, because on a tick chart, it will tell you how many orders there are. Just by, I mean, you can look at the volume. I'll give you that. But lots of time spent, at least in this area. So, could be some up here now, right? Gap, slide. What are we doing? Gap. Maybe we're doing another gap. See, maybe we're doing that same thing as the RTY, the Russell, where we have the gap. Gap. A little different. A little different. As most things are. But momentum. Ooh, what are we playing? Playing these. Ooh, confirmed. Get out of here. Confirmed. Okay. That's it. Maybe a nice little quick pullback. Like right here. Hey, what's happening here? Quick pullback. Maybe. I'm not going to be too strict on that. And you know what? Let's just go over all these guys. So the bond market, this would be your ultra note, ultra 10-year note. I was looking at this, gap swap. Ooh, price action. Nice crystalline. Wash of the gap. Gap swap. So, multiple uses of the gap. Came here. Boop, boop. Returns. No. New lower low. Now it's breathing out. Maybe doing this blue swing. Expanding this orange one. We're creating a level. Bounce once, bounce twice. Although this is within the same reaction leg, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out from here. This is just the regular 10-year note, bond note. I don't really pay attention too much because it's very blocky. Yeah, it's blocky. Of course, we have, well, here, let's pop up I have this more sketched on the trading view. So this is kind of what I have kind of sketched out in the crowd. This was from, I sketched this out way long ago. Where you have some swings. You're like, okay, cool. Well, let's double it out. Where is it doubling out? Well, it's telling me about right here. It's about the kill zone area. Ooh, tried, and it held the kill zone. Doesn't mean to left side entry the kill zone. No. Just interesting to spot. Interesting area to see what happens. What happened? It held up. I don't have my shortcuts on here. Ooh, look at that. Boom, hold. Ooh, gap swap. Bam. Interesting. So you can play it like that, or you can just be more in tune to the immediate action. All right, we're going up this line, expansion. Ooh, warning line. Warning line is a slop. Interesting. Seems like it's gunning for new highs, new all-time highs. Very interesting. Anyway, so that's how I have that. Do note that the micro Bitcoin and Bitcoin on the futures market, it does not continue throughout the weekend. The CME closes. Look, these are what these gaps are. They're not actual gaps. They're just weekend gaps. So similar to kind of the stock market in that regard. All right, what the hell's happening here? This is just copper. I'm just following it, seeing what it likes. Copper moves. It just gets moving. A lot. It's similar to the RTY and the MES. Just boop. All right, let's gun for it. 300 tick. I'm not sure how much that would be on. This is a CFD, so 300 tick is, I don't know. Then we have natural gas. Natural gas. Interesting. Not too sure what it's doing. Just watching it. Look, we have a gap retest, but you know, that's natural gas for you. You know, gap, but I don't know. I'm just paying attention, seeing how these things work. More chart time, more just observing. Oil, well, not doing too much. I don't know. It was moving nicely last week. Now it's not. It's moving, just not very nicely. Like oil is a market where you really have to be in tune with the immediate buyers and sellers. That's it. Your swings, right side entries, who cares? They don't matter. Press, returns to the press. Once the market starts moving, you gotta hop on. That's it. That's what I'm gathering more and more. And look at it. Nasty, nasty. Fortunately, I'm recognizing these nasty. Well, I mean, look at that, huge. Can even I don't have more data, but maybe watching this level short. But man, that's, if I short this and I'm seeing this guy, I'm like, oh, this trade look is gnarly as fuck. Regardless, it's kind of bouncing off of here rather. Okay. Will this gap hold? It's kind of drawing whatever sticks. And lastly, we have gold, which, oh my, gold is ugly. This is a 500 tick. 500 tick is maybe a 20 minute. 500 tick on a CFD. It's about like a 20 minute. And it just, ugh. Ay, man. Gold is, I don't know. It's a whole other beast, gold. US oil used to be that for me. But now US oil is like, okay, you know, I'm seeing some moves, some swings. It's going. It's, yeah. Anyways, that'll be it for today, guys. You know, this week not too bad. Just small trades. That's it. In terms of the equities, gotta be careful. Remember, we're in a pullback, and the next few months, if we can start having a few days higher closes and clearing this guy, we might be back to, say, these periods. You know, these periods. These were nice. These were nice. This was the Corona, so this was the virus, of course. But the next 2 months, 2 months and a half, gonna be looking good. Past few months, this is an ugly pullback too. At least with these pullbacks, or some, see, nice wide range bars, solid down, solid up, solid down. This is just this is how you lose your account in here. So trade when things are nice, especially if what you're trading is a live account. Be cautious. You gotta strike balance. But that's trading for you. That's trading. So that'll be it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Till next week. Adios.